Here we are at Lake Sammamish running 2 GPs and testing an old Fred boat that's been retrofitted with a front wing, full pivot front wing. And it's kind of hard to tell here at Lake Sammamish. Kind of a small course, about a 1-mile course. So you're just starting to get going. It's time to turn. So I think we were doing laps in like 33 seconds. So it was really hard to determine if this is the answer for us or not. The thing is this boat has hardly any races on it. It's in relatively like-new condition. The boat we ran last year was, that one's been rode hard, and it's still fast, and it still handles good, but there's a lot of work to do to it. It came back from Doha, it needs to be desalted, and so now we got to make a decision. Do we go right away with this one and go back east and take our chances, or go with an absolute known? Up until this point, we didn't really have a viable backup boat. The one we ran today seemed to handle good. It did what a race boat should do. It just, we never got probably much over 160, so that's when those aerodynamics really start coming into play. Well, I think it brings the driver a lot more back into it. Before it was, pretty much the boat in lane 1's going to win, the boat in lane 2, until they invert it, When you give the fastest boat the inside, just give it to them, that's pretty much a game over. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting, and I think the fans will like it too. It's kind of neat to be able to get a Grand Prix, it goes close to as fast as an Unlimited, and you get to kind of get your feet wet and get practicing on your starts and stuff like that, and it gets your strategy down, and I think it definitely is an advantage over people who don't get to race every weekend. Well, the competition level in general, I think, kind of speaks for itself. I mean, the last couple of years, you look at the qualifying board, and there's people, there's 7 or 8 boats all within a mile or 2 an hour of each other, and maybe 2 that are 5 miles an hour faster. So if we can just get the rest of the field, 5 miles an hour faster, then we'd all be the same speed. So, the competition and the drivers are all good, and the equipment's all good, and I'm excited for this year. We're going to have TV again, and it's really hard to sell sponsorship with no TV. So now with the advent of TV coming back in, hopefully we can start selling sponsorship, get some more money back in the sport, better equipment. We're racing overseas. We raced in Houston years ago, and so having that back is great. And hopefully, other cities will see a trend. It'd be nice to get Evansville back in there, and a couple other states, maybe even get Nashville back on board. And when on my rookie season, there was 11 events, and I think there was a little bit more money in it. There was better sponsors, and there was a little bit of TV, and there was more boats. So, that's what it's going to take, is an infusion of money, basically, to make it worthwhile for people to come out and go racing. We were running pretty good at the end of the year, and I'd like to think that we can go race with anyone, but that's not really reality. But we did spend a little bit of time on a couple more motors over this winter. So the one we were running today here at Lake Sammamish seemed to be a pretty good one. So hey, we might be able to run with just about anyone. It's on, Dave. Oh, Dave and I had some great racing, back when, Fred stuff, back when I first started driving for Fred, the equipment was there, the crew was there, we had Pico backing us, it was the best of the very best, and Dave and I had some pretty good races back then, and I'd like to get back up there up front with them and mix it up a little bit.